Okay, on to Excel's built-in Waterfall tool. So if you do have Excel 2016 or later, you do have this option. This is what it looks like, and the function is very similar. So let's just jump right into a blank sheet. And I'm just going to copy the data here from our prior price waterfall chart. Okay. Now, one of the things that you do have to do when you are using the built-in waterfall chart is that you will have to, for all of the negative price variances, all of your discounts and rebates, you're actually going to have to multiply those by -1 because they're going to show up as a negative number on the price waterfall, so that needs to be reflected. So essentially, for your 3 discounts and your 3 rebates, just put in a formula, have it be whatever the number up top is, multiply that by -1. And then just repeat that for all 3 discounts, both of your rebates, and your marginal cost. Okay, excellent. And now with all of this information in like that, just highlight the data, and we can go to Insert, and under Charts, there is a waterfall chart. So, all right, first and foremost here, let's make it large so we can see what's going on. Take care of that title. We can get rid of this because we're not actually going to need that. It's going to be, obvious enough once we get everything programmed in. We don't need a legend. For each, on the previous chart, the 4 values that were your full column amounts, on this chart, the built-in Excel chart, you have to actually select each of those 4 fields and actually set them as a total so that it will go all the way from the bottom to the top and it won't represent a change floating in the air like most of this waterfall chart is right now. So just starting right here with the list amount, just right-click it, and there will be an option down here at the bottom to set as total. You can see the color changes to gray, and it's coming all the way from the bottom. Do that with the invoice amount as well, set as total, and pocket revenue, set as total, and then pocket profits, set as total. Okay, excellent. So let's see, everything looks like it's showing up correctly. Okay, the next thing is we're going to deal with the way that these numbers are displayed. You'll recall on my Excel waterfall chart here, I have these really nifty number formats to where the millions, it slices off the last 6 numbers to just show what's in the millions space, the millions and the tens of millions here, right? And it's doing a similar thing with the thousands. It's summarizing it with a K, but it's lopping off the 3 numbers at the very end of that and just showing from the thousands decimal place up. So in order to do that, what you do is, let's start with the millions here. So just select this axis, right-click it to format, and then under the number option, which of course is under axis options, just go down here to the format code. And you're actually just going to put in a code of your own. And for the millions, what this looks like is it's a dollar a number sign or hash sign. So just number, comma, number sign, 0, comma, put in a double quote, a capital M, and then another double quote. And we'll just add that here. Okay, and every single symbol in this format actually does something. Basically, these two, naturally, the quote M, that adds an M to the very end of your label. The two commas here, that indicates that you are lopping off 6 numbers total. I mean, think about when you write out 1 million, you put in 2 commas, right? And each of those commas, it represents 3 numbers that come after that comma. So these 2 commas, that's shorthand for saying, I want you to take off 6 numbers total. This 0 that you have here, that forces, for this 0 millions down here at the bottom, it actually displays a 0. If you don't have that 0 in there, it will just show up as a blank M, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And then these number signs, comma, number sign, that ensures that if you do have values that go up into, say, the billions, that it has commas there. It happens here with the thousands as well, and we'll dive into that because it's actually a better example talking through that. So with this, just right-click those data labels, and we want to format, same thing, go down to number, and the format is almost exactly the same with a small change. Here, we'll just start from scratch. So put in a number sign, comma, number sign, 0. And then just do a single comma this time. Because we're reducing to in thousands, we don't need to lop off 6 numbers. We just need to lop off 3 numbers. And then after your comma, put a double quote, a capital K, another double quote. We'll add that in here. Okay. Now, what I was talking about with the millions, with these number signs, comma, number sign, 0, where that's useful is if your number is larger than, in this case, just thousands. This ensures that if it does go up above that, you get the nice commas here for any of your thousands values that actually go up into millions. If you don't have those number signs and the commas in there, then there wouldn't be a comma in this, which makes everything just a little harder to read. But with the formatting like this, everything's good to go. The axis, it isn't super long with 30 million, 25 million, 20 million. It's summarized very nicely there. And I would say the final thing we got going on here is just involving our labels. Now, if you'll recall, the 2 primary differences with the built-in Excel waterfall chart and the manual chart is with the built-in waterfall chart, everything shows up as actual number values. I don't know how to turn this into percentages, honestly. I tried and got nowhere with it. So it's just going to display the values, and I would prefer to see it in percentages. The second thing is that when you do it manually, you get more control over how your labels are actually displayed. So for instance, down here on the bottom, you can see that the standard distributor discount, it's truncated. It's not displaying the entire thing here because it's just too long. And with a normal just stacked column chart like this, you do have the option of formatting the axis. You can change what direction your text is actually shown. You can go vertical. You can give it let's see, that looks horrible. You can give it some sort of custom angle, for instance. If you want to put everything at a 45-degree angle, you can choose to do that. we actually don't want that for our purposes here. I'm just showing that with a regular stacked column chart, you can make adjustments like that. Unfortunately, with the built-in Excel chart like that, you don't have nearly the same number of options. As a matter of fact, you don't have any axis options here. You can't change it to vertical. You can't manually adjust what angle is being shown. It doesn't auto fit. It tries the best it can to get all of your words to fit. And in this case, it has at least this one label here that it's all messed up. That's no good. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm just going to copy the values that we had put in previous using the Alt-Enter to put the spacing between each of the words, because doing that should force the Excel waterfall chart to actually display correctly here. So let's see, with this, I have everything copied, so I'm just going to Control V. And the reason I did a Control V, copied it here like this, is because I'm going to have to use transpose again. I need to turn all these rows into columns, right? But you can't copy and like cut it in. You have to do a copy paste. So we'll just do a transpose over everything, just like that. So now all the spacing is there. And here we can actually just delete everything that we copied in, and that gets our spacing for the row heights back to where it was. And you can see now we actually have labels the way we want it. But it was, you know, it took a couple of steps, and you still don't have the same control over it that you do with the stacked column chart. But if this is a worthwhile solution for you, feel free to use it. Once again, I generally prefer to do them manually, but you can see how to use the built-in tool now if you so desire.